Hey everybody, I'm going to be doing your weekly energy reading. Um, Man, these energies this week been pretty intense. Um, I want to talk a little bit about this new moon and Mercury in retrograde. Um, I was thinking, Mercury in retrograde kind of gets a bad rap. Uh, we associate that with negative things like our electronics going bad, communication being kind of wonky, um, people from the past showing back up, old emotions bubbling to the surface, kind of some wounds being thrown up in front of us again. But the reality of it is that we are always so focused on moving forward. We're wanting to move forward. Where are we going? That progress. But the reality is there's really not anything in this world that doesn't benefit from slowing down for just a minute. If we were to take a trip, we would certainly pull our car over, get some gas, check everything out, reflect, rest, so we could move forward. And that's exactly what this retrograde is really highlighting. It's bringing up a lot of old emotional stuff, a lot of things that we've thought that we've healed, and it's pretty darn uncomfortable at times. The other thing I've noticed is there's a lot of this energy manifesting in our physical bodies. There's a lot of people sick, whether that's cold or flu, anxiety or depression symptoms, muscle aches, fatigue, anything in your physical body might be appearing, and that's a way to really make us slow down and stop, because nothing makes us slam on the brakes more than when we don't feel good in our physical body. And then what happens when we don't feel good? Everything is amplified. It feels bigger. The things that might not have bothered you that much suddenly are infuriating, perhaps because you just don't feel good. You're just kind of beat up, you know. And when we get in that space to where we don't feel good in our bodies, those old wounds start showing, and then we start telling ourselves the stories, right? Our mind comes in and wants to say, you know, all these old beliefs. They want to bring all those old beliefs up that say things, like we've been here before, so this is going to happen, or I knew nothing good could happen. Whatever it is, those tapes that used to run in your head or can run in your head when your mind really wants to beat down the door and keep you stuck. And we know our minds don't hold the solutions. You've done the healing. You're not back where you used to be, even though your mind might want to tell you that you are, that you're experiencing things over and over again. Just because it looks the same and feels the same doesn't mean it is the same. And this isn't about redoing anything because you got it wrong or a lesson to be learned. This is really about what level of awareness are you at? Are you checking in with yourself? What do you feel? Are you checking in with that inner child and seeing what she needs? Yesterday I was feeling a bit of anxiety. I've just come off being sick for about a week and a half, so I'm kind of worn out from that. And I was in the house and I was like, I have to get out of here. And so I went outside, went to a place that I normally go hiking. It's cold, the wind's blowing, and I'm like just stomping through it. And I thought, why in the world am I out here doing this? Why am I dragging my inner child out in the middle of the desert with the wind blowing and 30-something degree temperatures? Why am I doing that? And then I realized, well, we all have these things that come in that show us not how to feel, but it's our old ways of how to cope. So I immediately stopped, got present, saw my inner child, and said, "What's the matter?" And I heard, "I'm scared. I'm afraid I'm going to be alone in this event that I have coming up, in this situation." And I was like, yeah, that is scary. I get that. And kind of really kneeling down in front of her like I would another child in my physical reality, and saying, "I get that and I hear you. But we have all we need to get us through this situation. We have all the resources. And even if the resources ran out, we have the divine. And the divine will provide everything we need. He will bring in the right people. He will keep us safe and comfort us and support us through this and give us everything we need that's for our greatest good." As soon as I did this, no joke, the wind stopped blowing. I could feel the sun on my face, and everything seemed to melt away in that moment. And then I started walking, and I was actually really enjoying myself. And there was kind of a funny trail that went over this way, and I could literally feel the energy of my inner child, like, "Let's go that way." We'd kind of taken all that fear and anxiety off the table. And as soon as I checked in with her, everything just seemed better. This is really about mindfulness at the next level. We've talked a lot about being in the moment. But this is about being in the moment with your inner child now too. Checking in how we really feel. You've done all the work. You've looked at all the healing that you've done. You don't need to reinvent the wheel this Mercury retrograde. This isn't about a lesson to be learned again. This isn't about something that you did wrong. This is really about being aware of yourself and how far you've come, and reminding you that you have everything you need inside you with all this work that you've done. You have everything that you need in the divine to help you. Being in the moment, and then being in the moment with that inner child. When you feel yourself to be triggered, when you feel that mind coming in wanting to tell you some bullshit story about what it thinks it knows, stop. Right there. Breathe, ground, shift into the moment, and then shift into the moment of the awareness of you and that inner child. This is something that, it's life-changing, and it's certainly been something that's helped me a lot. On that note, with your physical bodies, some guidance there. It's going to be really important for you to eat good. Eat good foods. Don't deprive yourself. If you're sick, I know, like, when I'm sick, I don't go to the gym and then I worry about what I'm eating because I'm not going to the gym. Don't worry about that. This is about taking care of you when you don't feel good. If you were taking care of a small child, you would give them whatever they need. So please, don't deprive your body of everything. Let it rest. Drink lots of water. And then the other thing is meditate. When you can go into this quiet space, whether it's a guided meditation or if it's just simply taking 3 breaths that calm you and center you for a moment, it's all going to help. But I really do suggest taking some time and doing some really deeper meditations, especially if you're really struggling. These are some really big cycles that are coming to an end. These cycles are closing out. And sometimes that can actually feel rougher than all the healing. But it's just going back and dotting I's and crossing T's. Okay? All the things that you've been manifesting are just on the other side of these energies. And if you need help with that, if you need patience or whatever it is that you need for that your inner child needs from that, go to your guides, ask the divine, and meditation is the perfect place to do that. I hope you all have a good week. I hope everybody does feel better in their bodies, and we'll catch you next week.